Daniel Penny, a former U.S. Marine, has found himself in the limelight once again, this time as a guest of honor alongside U.S. President-elect Donald Trump at the prestigious Army versus Navy football game. This annual event, held near Washington, D.C., is a highly anticipated clash between two branches of the U.S. Armed Forces, marking the end of the college football season. Penny's appearance at the game, following his recent acquittal in a high-profile legal case, has reignited discussions across the nation. For those unfamiliar with the story, Penny was at the center of a controversial incident on a New York City subway in May 2023. During a confrontation with Jordan Neely, a 30-year-old homeless man who was reportedly shouting at passengers and asking for money, Penny restrained Neely using a chokehold. Tragically, this restraint resulted in Neely's death. The incident divided public opinion, with some viewing Penny as a hero who acted to protect fellow passengers, while others labeled him a vigilante who used excessive force. Earlier this week, a jury cleared Penny of criminally negligent homicide after a trial that captivated the nation. Prosecutors had initially pursued a more serious charge of second-degree manslaughter, but dropped it when jurors failed to reach a unanimous verdict. Penny maintained throughout the trial that he never intended to kill Neely, whose history of mental illness had been widely reported. Despite his acquittal, Penny now faces a civil lawsuit filed by Neely's father, seeking damages for alleged assault and battery. Following his acquittal, Penny received an invitation from Ohio Senator and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance to join Trump's suite at the Army-Navy game. Vance, who has been vocal in his support of Penny, described him as a good guy who was unfairly targeted by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Vance took to social media to express gratitude for Penny's acceptance of the invitation, calling it a celebration of courage and backbone. The Army-Navy game itself is more than just a football match. It is a symbol of fierce competition and camaraderie between the Army and Navy. Held at Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland, this year's event drew an impressive lineup of political and military figures. Alongside Trump and Vance were Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, and Elon Musk, a close ally of Trump. Pete Hegseth, Trump's pick for defense secretary, was also present, fueling rumors of potential changes in his nomination amidst ongoing scrutiny. Penny's presence at the game, however, stood out. His lawyer, Stephen Razor, emphasized that Penny did not view the invitation as a political statement, but rather as an honor. According to Razor, Penny would have accepted the gesture from any sitting president, regardless of political affiliation, as a way to show respect for the military and his country. The events surrounding Penny have sparked widespread debate about public safety, mental health, and justice. For some, Penny represents a man who acted bravely in a moment of crisis to protect others. For others, his actions underscore systemic failures in addressing homelessness and mental health care in cities like New York. Protests erupted across the city following Neely's death, highlighting the deep divide in public opinion on the case. As Penny navigates life after the trial, his association with high-profile figures like Trump and Vance continues to keep him in the public eye. The civil lawsuit filed by Neely's father ensures that the legal battle is far from over. Meanwhile, the country remains divided over the legacy of the May 2023 subway incident and what it reveals about societal challenges and individual responsibility. For now, Daniel Penny's story is one of both controversy and resilience, as he moves forward with the support of his allies and the scrutiny of his critics. The Army-Navy game may have been a brief moment of recognition, but the broader questions surrounding his actions and their implications remain unresolved.